Hello and welcome to If I Was President. I'm your host, retired United States Navy Senior Chief D. LaMonica. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below on the topic we discuss on If I Was President and what would you do if you were president. Now, if I was president, the money I save from engaging our media-driven enemies such as China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and other countries into a compromise both sides can agree on to reduce military spending. I talked about this in a previous video where I stated that I would go to each leader of these countries we call our enemies to see if we can come to a compromise so we can reduce military spending. The goal is to reduce military spending to divert that money back to you, the American people. Now, one of the main items on my list would be to withdraw almost all of our long-standing troops in Europe back to the United States and cut back military operations abroad because the compromises we made with our new partners that were considered enemies. All right, we would cut back on these operations to not antagonize them now. Instead of antagonizing them, we don't cut back on operations. We can operate locally. We can train locally. We don't have to do all this projection because in a previous video, I said the United States would have to go into a sort of an isolationist mode to fix itself from within. And once we get ourselves repaired from within, then we can again go back to some sort of influence in the world, being the global influence. All right. Now, this would upend most of the military industrial complex, saving billions of dollars each year. I would cut funding to not only that small country in the Middle East, but to many countries so that money stays with the government, which is devoted to the American people. There will be no support for wars abroad that don't affect the United States. From this money saved, instead of focusing our resources on everything outside the United States, we now can focus on the most important thing, the citizens of the United States. To continue to be the best country in the world, we require the best minds out to lead us into the future. That begins with education. The money saved from these cost-cutting endeavors allows us to revamp and reshape education in this country. The new and improved Department of Education will revamp our education system for the requirements of the future. All state schools across the country will be given the necessary resources to be successful for the future. Vocational classes such as electrician, carpentry, brickmason, auto mechanic, stock market, computer science, money management, and many others that the students would like. If there is someone to teach, the class will be brought into the schools. If we give our children the necessary tools required to be successful, the likelihood of them becoming productive citizens increases, and the likelihood of them being directly shipped to the prison industrial complex pipeline decreases. It's a fact. And the likelihood of our children participating in unproductive activity decreases. These classes pave the way for individual young men and women to become their own business owners. Vocational classes, electrician, brickmason, carpentry. When our children succeed, we succeed as a country together. And last but not least, the educators who are so valuable in instructing our children will be given a necessary pay raise for the important job you have as a teacher. This is long overdue. Money will be allocated to each state, what will be given to each school for necessary supplies for each class. So I don't want to see any more papers going home to children's parents saying you need certain items for class. I also don't want to see any money coming out of our teachers' pockets for resources that should be provided by the school. The money will be there for you. If our teachers are successful, that trickles down to the students who they are instructing and guiding into the future. This will have lasting effects on our nation for years to come. What do you think about all the money ideas to save money and devote some money to bringing back an education system that trains our children for the future, not just for being a worker, but being a business owner, to be an individual and a productive member of society? One of the ideas I had is for children to be able to take these vocational courses. They would need a recommendation from each one of their teachers. If one teacher doesn't recommend, then that teacher and the parents must meet to discuss why the child was not recommended and a path forward for the child to be recommended. This has the possibility of promoting good behavior in school. If you don't behave, you're going to get an education, but you will not be allowed to participate in the vocational classes. What about college? Not everyone wants to go to college. Some may go later in life. Some may never go at all. I'm a firm believer that education stimulates minds, provides a path for success, and helps keep individuals on the path to become productive citizens. I would advocate for government-sponsored college tuition for all U.S. citizens, as well as vocational tuition for specialized trades such as electrician, carpentry, auto mechanic, and a host of others like I talked about. If a country like Libya can afford to send their citizens to college in and out of the country, why can't the United States? This would end a debt that some citizens pay on for years, even decades after they graduate. A debt some citizens will never pay off in their lifetime. Some of you may call this socialism. I call it the government allocating saved funds for the betterment of the citizens instead of going to wars or big companies who don't pay their fair share of taxes back into the system that gave them the money. What are your thoughts on this? Please comment down below, and thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I want to leave you with the final line of the United States Navy Sailor's Creed. I am dedicated to excellence and the fair treatment of all. Until next time, Senior Chief out. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday.